Now, I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but I actually think Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire is worse than X and Y. So, the reason why X and Y can be forgiven because of how like meh it kind of is that they introduced Gen 6 Pokemon, so of course, and then Mega Evolution, which is amazing, and it's the Kalos region, which is an entirely new region, so of course that's something that's gonna be fresh no matter what. But Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire is essentially Emerald, but or actually no, Ruby or Sapphire, but kind of worse. Ruby or Sapphire. I feel like it's really, really just a remake, and they have not decided to do anything new with it outside of Mega Evolution. But Mega Evolution is pretty much a thing for Gen 6, and of course, oh, gotta put Mega Evolution in there. Otherwise, it's literally the same game. Now, the plot doesn't really deviate from the entire plot of Ruby and Sapphire in general. Yip Flood or Yip Land, that's the plot basically, and it's the same thing. There's nothing changed. Yeah, the plot's relatively the same, so playing through the plot was pretty boring. Now, I feel like they changed like the characters like Archie and Brendan or May, depending on which rival you pick to play as. But with Archie, I feel like they changed his character as like humans are evil and he'll reset the world. I'm not sure if Maxi thinks the same because I did play on Alpha Sapphire and I'm not gonna replay for Omega Ruby, but yeah, Archie's character was pretty much oh, humans are evil. They pollute the ocean, and so I will reset the world so that humans will or will reset the world, so it'll probably undo the evil humans have done or whatever. Uh, and yeah, it's it's the same as Emerald, or sorry, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, whatever. Well, actually, no, probably just Sapphire, but whatever. With Brendan or May, like, depending on which rival you pick, they actually give them a lot more of an active role. But the problem was they didn't give them enough of an active role, so it seems like a really half-ass attempt for them to like exist in the world and try to be your friend. They feel like the X and Y friends, like those like the 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 useless people just talking and stopping you, you know? But instead it's literally just one person, and it's kind of annoying, to be honest. It's like you either have them around you a lot or you don't have them at all. And I feel like most of that time into writing them should have went into Wally, because your what's it called? Your encounters with Wally is essentially the same as in RSE, like unchanged. You know, you meet him when he asks your dad as the gym leader, hey, can I have a Pokemon, whatever. Then you meet him again in the Electric City. I forgot what it was called. And then uh I don't remember anything else. I think yeah, yeah. And then you meet him in a Victory Road. Yeah, in I think a lot of writing should have been put into Wally instead of Brendan or May, because Wally's way way more interesting, you know? And there's a lot of potential with Wally that they didn't really bother putting in, you know, even if it was half-assed, but still, it was literally the same as Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. Now, with the difficulty of the game, of course, experience share is always going to be busted, you know, 50% experience to all of your Pokemon. So if you have a team of 6, you're going to be incredibly efficient. But the problem is, as I mentioned in my X and Y, um, if you want to balance out EXP share, you need to reduce the amount of trainer battles you fight. But the problem is, the enemy trainer numbers and the placement is pretty much identical to Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. That's a problem because that game is not balanced around EXP share, giving experience to everyone in your party. Yeah, and from my memory, they're pretty much identical or the same. And with the difficulty, yeah, gyms are really, really easy. they're gonna give you what's it called? Literally Mega Latios or Latias, depending on which game you pick. Of course, it was Sapphire or Alpha Sapphire, so I got Latias, and it pretty much swept the entire game for me, especially giving you literally a legendary Pokemon, a Mega Evolution. Like, yes, game, surely giving me a 700 base stat Mega legendary Pokemon is fair and balanced at the third after the third gym leader. Surely. So yeah, I pretty much just sweep the game with Mega Latias. It was literally easy. Especially since there's no fairy type Pokemon in the game. Of course, well, I mean, unless you count like Gardevoir or something like that. Well, but like, there's barely any fairy type placement, so you're just gonna spam Dragon's Breath, and you're just gonna one shot everything. And yeah, with the gym leaders, it was really, really easy. I mean, it wasn't, yeah, it was still really easy. I skipped a lot of the trainers, and it was still really easy. But the Elite Four were made harder by bloating their Pokemon levels, and thank God that they have 5 Pokemon, because I swear, if it was like X and Y where they have 4, geez. But I only struggled a little bit because of the again bloating Pokemon levels and I skipped a lot of trainers. So that made it a little bit difficult. Although I think yeah, it wasn't that difficult in general if you just fight every Pokemon or sorry, every Pokemon trainer and you actually train your Pokemon. Now, this may be an actual unpopular opinion because I've been reading that people really like the Delta episode, and to me, it actually sucks because 80% of the Delta episode has you running around, talking to people, going to the next place, talking again, then they'll tell you to go to the next place, you'll talk to somebody, rinse and fucking repeat. So after you go find Zinnia in the Team Aqua or Magma secret base, Zinnia will tell you to ask the champion where the Sky Pillar is, right? So then you go to Steven in Moss Deep City about the Sky Pillar. Then he tells you, hey, you remember Wallace in Sutopolis? Yeah, go talk to him in the Cave of Origin. So you go to the Cave of Origin, and then Wallace tells you to go to Route 131. And then you have to find the Sky Pillar there. Boy, they literally just invented like telephones. Like, come on, why aren't you using it? And that's really all of the entire thing of the Delta episode. You're just running around, maybe doing some battles. Of course, like you have to literally fight your way through the secret base of Magma or Aqua, literally again, and it's so annoying. It's like, oh, there's a really imminent threat, and like, okay, dude, let's battle. Let's battle. Now, I understand that, like, I guess it's pretty much kept a secret that, like, hey, a meteor's hurtling towards the Earth, and you don't want people to panic, which is understandable. But it's really hard to keep up the tension in the game if it's being interrupted every by like Pokemon battle, like every few seconds. And not to mention that Zinnia just hops in, doesn't explain what her motivations are, leaves. Hey, you have a keystone? Yoink, mine now, loser. Keck W. Yeah, don't even mention how much exposition dumps there are in the game. Oh, hey, did you know we're using a thing called infinity energy? Like, what's that? And it's like they explain that it's like power used in the ultimate weapon from X and Y, but it's like, wait, how did you get that power without sacrificing Pokemon? Was there like leftover power or something? And then like they literally expo dump you the entire Pokemon War in X and Y slash Kalos. And it's like, dude, seriously? Like, imagine someone who hasn't played X and Y. Like, oh my god, that's so dumb. I mean, granted, this was like maybe a year or a few after like X and Y, but still, like, why did they have to expo dump the entire X and Y like lore? And then at the end, Rosinia tells you what her entire motivation is. It's that basically Cohen's a disaster prone region, although if a meteor was hurtling towards Hoenn, you'd think it'd affect the rest of the world too, but whatever. And Rayquaza is pretty much the Deus Ex Machina. Oh, legendary Pokemons are fighting? Rayquaza. Big meteor falling from the sky? Rayquaza. Oh, there's an there's like an alien Pokemon, Rayquaza. Rayquaza is the answer to literally everything. Competitive Pokemon battling, give Mega Rayquaza a life orb and sweep the entire game. He's literally the most broken Pokemon in the game. He is the answer to literally everything. Rayquaza is the Predaplant Verte Anaconda of Pokemon. Oh my god. From freaking Yu-Gi-Oh! But yeah, with the end game, I know you can catch a bunch of legendaries. It all depends on which game version you have. But at the end, it's like, wait, wait, yeah, Battle Maze on again? Wait, not the Battle Frontier? Oh my, and that's probably the most disappointing thing yet. Of course, you could excuse X and Y for their lack of endgame. Probably again, I don't know if I mentioned it, but it's the first 3 Pokemon for the 3DS game. So it's fair if it's rough around the edges. But this was like released about maybe a few years after X and Y. So after the recycling that Game Freak is done with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire from Emerald, you'd think they'd also copy the Battle Frontier for some good end game, but no, you get Battle Maze on, and it's literally the same thing as X and Y. And if you've already done X and Y end game, you've pretty much done Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire end game. Like, what are you gonna do? Shiny hunt? Yeah, dude, no, no. Yeah, literally no end game. I don't know if you want a shiny hunt or whatever. Personally, I don't want to. I don't even want a shiny hunt in say ORAS just because you can't even probably use them for competitive. I don't think because you would have to get the proper IVs, and it's only in Sun and Moon where you can actually perfect the IV. You can hyper train in Sun and Moon, uh, so you can like make any Pokemon you want competitive so long as they have the correct nature and the EV training. But whatever. And yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Thanks, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.